Modern dating is really difficult, and here's some examples from the comments from my previous dating video that shows you what men have to go through. 12 years now, checked out in my 30s, built a great simple life. Why would I risk having someone destroying it? I choose peace. I don't need someone else judging and testing me. Dating was to form relationships. That doesn't happen anymore. It's a waste of time. All of these are completely valid.
Girls love to complain about how guys don't make the first move anymore, whether that's in person, on cuffed, on Raya, the gym, whatever. Men are not approaching women anymore the way that they used to once upon a time. But then I see these girls when men do approach them, and if they don't think they're cute, these girls are so mean sometimes.
So mean.
And I'm not saying you have to give your number out to every man that approaches you, but if you want men to be more comfortable going up to women, at least be nice, give them the time of day for like 0.7 seconds before letting the conversation die down, and boost the morale, boost the collective, because it's a systemic issue of men not having the confidence to go up to women anymore. But I don't blame them, because when they finally have the courage to, their ego gets stomped, which I'm not above stomping some man egos around here, but like, it's just not always warranted. You can be nice.
It's not. You could be nice. I'm not saying now you need to like smile at them and be pretty polite, because sometimes some men don't understand. They take it as the wrong signal. You could just be serious, but also be nice. The things that you say matter. So please be nice. Say, no, thank you. I'm not interested. Full stop. And that's it. Nothing more. Don't pull your phone. Don't laugh at them. Don't be like, are you serious and whatnot. It's really not warranted.
Are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore.
And we can only blame
They'll
men.
just stare at you.
I mean women. And we can only blame women for that.
Shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now?
Are we really asking that question? I think it all started with women. 100%. I don't see any other reason. They are so demotivated. Sometimes they are really terrified because of the way women are treating them.
We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just...
Oh, we signal. True, because every single man knows what the signal is, and God forbid he misinterprets that signal. And then what happens? So they don't even check those signals. They don't, if they even have to question, is that a signal or not? They would rather not.
Like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's going to keep looking your way too. But it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens. Because men don't walk up to women anymore. Or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're going to go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's going to be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you were just so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys. You guys got to do better.
Come on, guys. You got to do better. Sure. I wish he actually really addressed the problem there. It's not the guys. Us actually motivating and inspiring guys to keep doing that. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah, keep going. But at the same time, we need to change the mentality of women out there. They do want to be chased. That's true. They want someone to chase them who they are interested in. That is also true. But in order for that to happen, they need to accept that they're going to be chased by people who they are not interested in. And they need to politely reject them and let them know that they are not interested. Because if they don't do that, nothing is going to change.
Let's talk about some of the rules that I have for the men in my life. I will not drive a man anywhere. If we're going somewhere together, he can come pick me up. If I have to drive myself there, then I'm just going to go somewhere alone.
I'm sorry, I don't know if it is a filter or she just has the broadest shoulders ever as a woman. And I'm not going to judge there. I'm not going to be really mean. But If she thinks she's a 10 or 11 or whatever, then, and she's demanding stuff from men, like, we need to humble her down. All right. And I'm not trying to be mean. I really am not. I know I'm not a 10, not even close, but I am admitting it. And I'm not going out there and telling people that they have to be better because I am better and I'm bringing myself to the table. No, we just need to be real and we need to live in reality. And honestly, now that we are treating adults as babies and we're trying like not to step over their emotions, is not doing anyone justice, is not helping anyone here.
I don't pay for anything for a man. I won't pay for dinner. I won't pay for movie tickets. I won't pay for gifts. I do not buy anything for a man. If I'm going to pay for my own dinner, I'm going to eat it alone. I would much rather eat my dinner by myself. The fact that
So she's a man hater. If you would rather eat it by yourself, why are you making a video talking about men? Sweetie, like, just don't talk about men anymore. Just live your life alone and move on. Leave men alone. They don't want you. They don't care.
I'm allowing him to be in my presence. If I go to dinner with a man, I expect for him to pay for my dinner for me.
Queen, slay.
I don't give men my phone number. I don't give men explanations. I don't give men straight answers. I don't answer most of men's questions. I require men to ask the question over and over and over again for me to identify.
No. I genuinely hope this is satire. I hope she's like reading comments and then by the end of the video, she's going to say, if you're one of those women, you ain't got a chance with any man out there.
Identify whether or not they're actually serious about wanting to know the answer and to know more about why they want to know the answer. Sometimes men ask questions just as an ego validation to get you to answer them.
Thank God we finished with that clip. Let's talk about some rules for the men. No, let's not. We don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to us. We don't want to talk to you. I'm not a man, but honestly, sometimes I'm like, I would rather be a man and fight the man cause. But maybe we need more women who are fighting the cause as well. Let me know.
Today we're talking about why he probably stopped liking you after you let him crack. This is a hard one, but wipe those tears away because we are going to get into the psychology of a man's brain today, which is actually way more simple than you might think.
Not only that it is simple, as a woman, one of the things that your parents, especially your mom, teaches you growing up, do not give it away. Not easily, almost not ever. Be careful who you choose to love, take care of. Don't get abused and used. Like, it is so simple. Have some self-worth. Your mom should be teaching you that. And if your mom did not teach you that, I mean, God forbid you didn't have a mom, then hopefully you had someone else who helped you out and advised you. But if you had a mom and she did not teach you that, to have self-esteem and have self-respect, then that was completely bad parenting. And I am sad for you.
I've been there, done that. I've let a man crack and then he didn't like me after. And I was like, wait, I gave you everything you wanted. Like, why don't you like me? And that was exactly the problem. Because I gave him everything he wanted.
Exactly.
In a woman's brain, I feel like it is very easy to think that if you give a man what he wants, which is letting you sleep with him, that he will like you more. That makes sense to us. And that makes sense to him too. But he doesn't actually know what's going on in his brain. So we're going to get into why it seems like he doesn't like you anymore after you let him crack. So before he cracks, his brain is in chase mode. That means his dopamine, the little happy drug in his head, is bouncing off the walls. Every time you text him, dopamine hit. Every time you give him a little bit of attention, dopamine hit. Him wondering, what is she doing right now? Like, I wonder why she's not in my bed. I wonder why she's not texting me. All of those thoughts are keeping him in the dopamine loop, which is keeping him chasing you, which is keeping him liking you, and keeping him excited. So when you actually let him crack, too early on, when he's in the midst of the dopamine loop, his brain goes into one massive dopamine explosion, and right after that, he crashes. Bye-bye dopamine. His testosterone drops, his prolactin rises, and the reward signal shuts off. So that obsession that he had with you, or that liking that he had with you, literally can disappear because you let him crack too early in the midst of his dopamine loop. It's literally like eating cake before dinner. He ate the cake and then
there is truth in that. I mean, it's very objectifying it, and I do not like that because men are not that simple. There is more to it. But there are men out there who would genuinely treat a woman like that and be just chasing a woman to be in his bed, and once they get that, they move on. I would not blame the men for that. I would blame the women who give it away. If you want to get married and if you care about a person, just maybe work on knowing them better, spending more time with them, communicating, just having really awesome time, fun memories without really giving that thing away. because there is truth in it, at least from what I know and how I got raised, how I learned about some men out there.
He's not hungry for dinner anymore. Like, you already gave him everything he wanted. It's opening a Christmas present before Christmas. He's not going to be excited on Christmas. So even to him, he might not understand why he stops liking you after this, but it's because the dopamine
No,
crash...
he knows. No, he knows. Men know. Men know. There is no respect. Why would they chase that woman even further and have her as a girlfriend or potential wife or potential mother to the children if that's the first impression they got from her? They lose interest not just because they already got what they wanted, but because they didn't get what they wanted.
That he has in his head makes him feel like, wait, I don't feel the same as I did before this happened. I must not like her anymore. And it's not that he stopped liking you. His brain just moved on from chase mode to chill mode because he got the thing he wanted. Think about like a dog. They're going to be like, oh, I'm going to do all these tricks for you so you can give me my treat. Oh, you gave me my treat? Okay, I'm not going to do any more tricks. Thank you for my treat. I'm eating it now. So when you let him chase, you're feeding that dopamine loop. And the longer it runs, the more emotionally attached he gets. And the more emotionally attached he gets, the more likely he will stay after you do let him crack. Bottom line, every time I made a man wait, they're like, I respect you so much for this, and also I like you so much more, and also this feels so much deeper and better. And I'm like, oh god, you're so stupid. But yeah, bottom line, that's true. He will feel way better too, ladies, after he doesn't leave you. I hope the psychology can put things into perspective for you, because it's not that he stopped liking you, it's literally that he ran out of dopamine. It's very counterintuitive to play the game this way, but it's so much more rewarding in the end, I promise you. Remember, your body is a temple. You need to value yourself. I love you guys. Stay sexy, amazing, and...
All right, like, I agree and disagree. Like, the way she's calling men dogs and stupid, I don't like that. But also, I agree with the female perspective from it, and for women to actually treat their body as a temple and take care of it, because there are some men out there who are gonna just abuse it.
So men don't approach women anymore because they're often referred to as creeps and they're scared of rejection. It's something that I hear a lot of. And I wanted to personally speak to this. We're not going to
deny that,
because I have a lot to say, because I am the biggest supporter of men being men and men pursuing women. Okay?
I like that too.
I'll preface this by saying that. But
very
the problem
natural.
is, a lot of men pursue women knowing that that woman is not interested in them. And therefore it leads to this negative culture with it.
So see, like, the women that we reacted to talking about men chasing and loving the game is one thing. And then other women who see these men chasing them and they're not giving away because they're not interested in them and they want to chase more because they think it's the game. Do you see the confusion there?
I could speak from my personal experience. I am a very respectful person. For the most part, any person that has ever approached me, tried to pursue me, that I knew I was not interested in, that person did not leave thinking about, oh, I've been rejected, what a terrible experience, they were never felt like a creep, none of that. However, I cannot tell you how many times I had been diplomatic or respectful about the decline, and it has led me to being borderline harassed. Whatever the reason may be at the time that I had rejected these people, I have heard things along the lines of not caring that I was in a relationship, or insinuating that my relationship is not going to work out or not serious.
I mean, are you in a relationship and these men were pursuing you and they didn't get the rejection and they are letting you know that you are not really into that relationship? If that is the case, why are you even in a position where other men are talking to you and trying to pursue you? In what way? Do they have your number? And if that's the reason, like, why? Why do they have your socials? Why do they have your number? Why are they in your DM? Why are they able to talk to you?
I have been told, don't worry, I like guys, so don't worry about it. Like, it was just clearly a lie. I've been told so many things under the sun. I've had people follow me. I've had people grab me.
Okay, those are stalkers. Yeah, there are weird people out there.
I've had a man grab me, right? So this is...
Yeah, like, these are also stalkers, and these are bad people. There are really weird and bad women, and there are really weird and bad men. But we're not gonna base all men upon these experiences that you had. And if you are saying multiple times, multiple experiences of bad men, then that makes me really question, what are you doing wrong? Because if you put yourself in that position, it's not like you're the only one to blame, but there is a part of you to be blamed for it.
Where you start to have this negative perception about this idea of being approached. And so the issue lies in the fact of men being able to decipher when a woman is genuinely interested, especially when that woman is very, very clear with her intentions. When someone says, I'm not interested, I'm not available, no, anything alluding to the fact of no or not interested needs to be taken with thank you, have a nice day. And that's how we create respectful encounters with approaches. And that's all it takes. And I think it's just certain people that overdo it and give a negative kind of perception of it based on the fact that they have no idea how to read social cues, or they just don't care to. And that's,
Yeah, they don't, like, there are a lot of inexperienced people, and there is a lot of men who are going to be approaching you and misunderstand the no. So that's why I said at the start of the video, like, women need to be careful. Like, they don't need to smile and be polite in that aspect if they are rejecting someone, but they don't need to be mean about it. You know, they could be pretty professional about it and just say, no, I'm not interested. Full stop. And that's it.
a huge problem. And that's my 2 cents.
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women, that it's better to be single, guys. And they're like almost proud, happy about the fact that they're gonna choose and make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
And here we go back also to the comment that I read at the start. Why are we shaming men for deciding not to approach women anymore? Why are we making it even worse for them?
A lot of girls on social media talk about how they go out to the clubs now and guys don't hit on them or go up to them anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, that's because of women.
Yeah.
You did that.
You
did that
100%.
by blowing men up on social media or screenshotting their courting text or making fun of them or whatever the case may be. That like, now we're just tired, bro. You know what I'm saying? I am that dude. I don't go up to women when I'm out and about. Was never really my way of courting women at a bar or a club, going up to them and spitting game or whatever the case may be. That's never been my route. But I see more and more women now say, we go out and men don't even come up to us anymore. Like, how are we supposed to meet somebody?
And they're so mad because they get so ready for it. The only reason they're going out is to meet a man, and then they're not successful anymore. But they wore the best dress they have, they put the most expensive makeup they have, and then they get so self-aware at the end of the day and be like, is it me? Am I not that good enough? Like, no, it's not you. It's not because you don't look good enough. It's because of the way you are treating men that you don't care about.
I think that's at fault on both sides, but I think women need to take responsibility in a way, because it's harder now, because again, 75% of women are looking for the wrong thing. And I think 75% of men are also kind of looking for the wrong thing. They're just looking for a girl that they're attracted to, that they could have sex with tonight. And then whatever happens from there happens from there.
Okay, this is another one for my men. You guys are complaining that I don't do enough content for the men. So here we go. Men, if you're dating an avoidant woman, stop pressuring her to open up. It's only going to make her run away from you. Okay, the reason why avoidant women are so hard to be with is because they really struggle with emotional closeness. And one thing that you have to understand is that the avoidant woman has a fear of being vulnerable. She doesn't want to feel like you have a hold over her emotions. She also doesn't want to feel like you're taking over her life, because remember, avoidants love their independence. They are hyper.
But if they want to be avoidant and they want to be independent, why the hell are they in a relationship? And why are they dragging their significant other down a hole? Because if you are a partner and you love someone, you want to be there for them. You want to take care of them. Of course, you don't want to step over everything that they are doing by themselves, and they should have their freedom. But also, if you're in a relationship, you share stuff. It's not always 50-50, but you share stuff. So if that person doesn't want to share and they want to be living a single life, but also have someone here and there sometimes, that doesn't work. Not really.
Independent, and that stems from their childhood, because they have always had to fend for themselves. Remember, these are the kind of people that had their feelings and emotions routinely dismissed by their parents or caregivers. So
they have issues that they need to work on in order to be in a healthy relationship. They need to admit that there is something, whether it is trauma, childhood trauma, or something that doesn't make them ready to be in a partnership, in marriage.
They didn't have somebody to help them process their emotions. So emotional closeness actually feels like a threat to the avoidant woman. So when you know these things, you are going to know how to communicate with your avoidant partner. Women are naturally quite driven by their emotions, but when you have a woman who is an avoidant, she is going to suppress her emotions, which means every time you guys have an argument or something and she gets triggered, she will shut down, because this is her default. This is how she protects herself. And again, all of this stems from her childhood, because when she was a child, she developed these unhealthy coping mechanisms to help her essentially survive. Now, emotional closeness feels like danger to her. Her nervous system and her brain detects that emotional closeness as a threat.
Don't be in a relationship. Don't drag someone else into it. You know what I mean? Now we are making it that the men need to be the therapist and they need to fix whatever is going, and they need to like tread around the woman to figure out what is going on. And God forbid they mess up, it's their problem. No. If you have these things, this baggage, and you are not ready to work on it in a relationship, please fix it, work on it by yourself first. And then when you are ready emotionally and whatever, then be in a relationship. Please don't drag someone else into it.
So the best way to be with this kind of woman is to not push her. Don't keep pushing her. Don't keep saying, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Why won't you tell me what's wrong? Leave her to it. Avoidants always need that space and that distance.
And then they leave her to it. And then she'd be like, you don't even care about me. You don't even love me. I'm going to get attention from some other guy who cares about me. And then I'm going to cheat and whatever. Like, and then they're like, I cheated because of you. I blame you for cheating. Oh my God. Like, this is completely wrong. This is like this relationship should not be a word in the vocabulary of a person like that.
In a relationship, and they will come back to you. My advice to you is to stop pressuring her to speak up. The one thing that the avoidant woman is scared of is emotions and being vulnerable. So the more you keep asking her, what's wrong? What's wrong? Talk to me, open up to me. Don't shut me out. Don't shut me out. The more she's going to shut you out. So if you just sit back in your masculine energy and you just let her know that when she is ready and she feels like her nervous system has calmed down, then you would be willing to hear her out. You communicate this very assertively. She is going to respect you. Okay? Be that kind of man. Don't pressure her to open up straight away. Leave some space. Create some distance. She will miss you in that space. She will feel your absence in that space. Okay? Now, if you want more advice like this, you're going to want to hit the follow button,
No,
because
thank you.
I make
Unfollow.
more videos like this.
I just hope not a lot of men are listening to her and be like, yes, it is my problem and I need to work on it and I need to do all the work in that relationship because the queen needs help. She needs help. No. Don't even. If she cares about you, if she loves you and she wants to keep you in a really healthy relationship, then she needs to work on herself as well. Of course, nobody's perfect. Doesn't mean that you're perfect or everything you do is perfect. But in this situation, what she's saying, I think it should be her problem. And I think she needs to work on it first before dragging you into it.
And I do help the men out occasionally. I mean, I'm here for the girlies, but I do help the men out occasionally. Okay.
Most men just want to know they can. They will ask you for your number just to see if you will give it to them. They will DM you just to see if you will reply. They will ask you on a date just to see if you are willing to go with them. They have no true intention of actually pursuing you or doing right by you. They just want to know they can. They just want to know they can have access to you. They just want to know they could talk to you. They just want to know they could sleep with you. So you could stroke their bitch ass, fragile, weak ass egos.
Isn't it the same with a lot of women too? They have like option B, option C, option D. Sweetie, even friends, best friends.
They need to go run and tell their homeboys, look who I'm talking to. And once you acknowledge that the majority of men don't even actually like women, they just need approval from other men and they need you to get the approval. They need some beautiful arm candy that carries herself well. You will stop Call the motherfucking wambulance. You'll stop crying over these bitch ass, loser ass men that can't even wipe their ass correctly. Like, it's really not that deep with them, right? It's more times than not a game. Of course, there are some men that actually love women and actually want to do right by them, but the percentage of that, very small. And that's why if he's not the motherfucking one, don't waste no time and don't waste no tears on him, okay? And the one will show you why he's the motherfucking one. And I promise you, you will be able to notice the difference between the one and the twos and the threes immediately. So unless he's the one, don't give no coochie to these men. Don't give them no time and don't give them no attention. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
I love you guys. Bye. Like, if you can be so polite at the end of the video, why couldn't we be more polite towards the whole message that you are trying to give out there? Which, by the end, is the message that if a woman is taking care of herself and not giving it away to any man out there who is just trying to get approval from other men.
If a man stops chasing, pay close attention.
Yep.
If a man stops chasing or stops texting first, do not get it twisted. That is not a game. That is not a manipulation tactic. That is a man who has finally realized his true value. He was not born distant. He used to be the one carrying the burden of the conversation alone. He replied instantly to people who took days to respond. He was always available, always ready. He bought the lie that if he just gave enough of his time, eventually he would be chosen. But he learned the hard way that people do not value what they get for free. He realized that being always there didn't make him important. It made him invisible. Even the most patient heart has a limit. He found peace in the silence that he never found in the chase. He stopped trying to force a connection because he realized you cannot beg for attention from people who do not want to give it. So he simply stopped making time for people who treat him like a second choice. They will say he changed, but he just stopped being the only one trying. He withdrew his attention, he closed the door, and he raised his standards. Do not blame him. He didn't ghost you. He outgrew you. There's one thing that drains
So true. 100%.
a man. He didn't ghost you. He outgrew you. There's one thing that drains a man faster than anything else in a relationship.
Yeah.
And most women do it every single day without realizing. Yeah. It's not about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. The tone of voice. A lot of women don't realize they've stopped using that soft, warm voice with their man.
Yeah.
Everything comes out sharp. Complaining about this, nagging about that, bringing up what he didn't do. And when was the last time you said something genuinely positive? Not sarcastic, not backhanded, just appreciative. Most of the time it's 90% critical and maybe 10% positive, if that. Yeah. And then we wonder why.
They get too comfortable thinking like the man loves them and he's gonna be there for them, and then they don't pay attention anymore to the way they are saying things. You know, like they lost all patience with that person to the point that they are treating him the worst, even though they love him the most. So that is really weird, and it is so important to pay attention to how you say things. That's why they say sometimes the tongue is sharper than a sword, because it really can hurt people. So it is very important what you say and how you say it.
He seems 90% critical and maybe 10% positive, if that. Yeah. And then we wonder why he seems distant or checked out.
Yeah.
That constant negativity, it's draining. Every man needs a place where he feels safe, respected, and welcomed, not spoken to like he's already failed before he even tries. Because when a man feels valued, he naturally gives more, loves harder, and shows up better, and it brings out the version of him you always wanted. Your man craves your softness, your warmth. He needs to feel like you actually like him.
Women dismissing men emotions by them being insecure, that is the most psychotic thing anyone can do. To immediately dismiss what somebody is feeling because they're insecure, that's how you shut somebody down. That's actually what narcissists do. Before you go ahead and do that, maybe start investigating the legitimacy of what they're presenting before you call them insecure. If he says, yes, I am, that means he's weak. And if he says, no, I'm not, that means he's controlled. Where's the room for him to express how he feels in relationship to how you're acting? Right. You have eliminated the ability for the one thing all women want, a want emotional availability. Oh, it's just not like a Disney film? Sorry, didn't want to get in the way of your ego trip. Maybe you should wake up and realize that humanity isn't a Disney film. It's very real, and there's a lot of love in what that man has to express to you, but you don't want to hear it because you're insecure.
That is so true. I think that women need to change their approach and their thoughts about men. Yeah, they can be manly, but also they can be emotional. It doesn't discredit one or the other. A real man is in touch with his emotions. He is ready to admit if he's hurt or sad, but also he is ready to make steps forward to fix that and work on it. And that's where the respect comes from. And if you're a woman who loves that man, you need to be there for him in all of those stages and support him. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with me, disagree? Do you have any experiences that you had dealt with? And what is your choice in life? Where are you right now in your life? And what do you see your future as? I would really like to read your comments. I love reading those comments and going through them to just see and validate my opinion. And it's also by your comments I learn more about men. I'm not a man myself, but I learn from you guys what you want, what you need, what you get, what you don't get, and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and see you next time. Bye!